Welcome back to Phidius War Journal, episode 28, where we're going to be focusing on the strategy behind the game for troop production, resources, economics, and research. So this is a graphic depicting resources. So mobilization will use manpower, electronics, and depending on what you're mobilizing, what type of troops, components are for vehicles, rare, cash, and supplies. Supplies is going to be more for infantry. And then construction is going to use a lot of fuel, especially early game when you're focusing on your construction, as well as components, cash, and supplies. And research will take cash, rare materials, supplies, and also components. So that is a good insight. To really get into the economics of the game and what to research and when to produce troops or focus on your infrastructure and economy, we'll first look at your home cities, and the numbers show the population size. So all these cities here are 6s. So you can see, like, that's a 6, but Algiers is still a 5, so they're a little bit behind on their population size. And as you start to build up the cities, they will go up. But go into the cities tab, and from here you can start to see Agadir. This one has a 304 supplies, and it's it does have this naval base. Now this is an occupied city with only 40% morale, and as the morale goes up, so will those supplies. I can also boost those supplies by building either an arms industry or upgrading the naval base. Barcelona, you can see right here that this is a homeland city, so that's gonna have a much higher morale, and the closer the city is to your capital, the higher the maximum morale could be. And this city has a naval base and arms industry. And since it's level 2 naval base, I can produce subs here. Belgrade is a component city. So you see the components is 190. It also boosts my manpower by 37 and cash flow by 190. Population is level 5. Another occupied city here is Budapest, level 4. So that's only going to be producing 265 components. The 38% morale. So once it reaches 35%, it'll stop smoking, and then it won't have any chance of insurgencies, unrest after that. Casablanca has a naval and 41% morale, 229 components. Craiova, components 443. So the higher morale plus the arms industry has boosted that over 300. So each level of the arms industry or naval base will boost at 5%. So another 10% would be 44, so that could boost it up to 490 if I boosted the arms industry 2 more times. Fez is an occupied city in Africa. So 316, a low population, and the low morale. 46 is still low, but it's stabilized and should keep growing. Here's a homeland city with a level 2 Navy base and a level 4 arms industry. So 89% morale is really good. And it's 3.1 thousand supplies. 490 at Lisbon, so that's Naval plus a level 2 arms industry, 61%, that's almost 500. Madrid, the capital. So this one has my level 2 air base. I'm trying to get it up to level 3 so I can start producing better flying units, like maybe the elite helicopters. Level 3, I think you can also do heavy bombers. And then there's also the strikers and heavy Air Force. Malaga, level 3 naval base and a level 3 arms industry. 84% morale, almost 3,000 fuel. And this is one of my higher naval bases, so I'm producing destroyers there. And destroyers are quite expensive on components. They take 2.5 thousand. And that will just keep growing as I research higher. Marrakesh, level 6 population, only 200 rare materials. So that seems quite low, and that's because there's no naval base, no buildings at all here, and just a 45% morale. 314 on the components and Palermo. So naval base. So just a single naval base, around 50%. You're going to get the low 300s. Population 5 with no buildings, 30%, 300. Closer to 400 when you get to 50% morale with a naval base. Timisoara, low 300s there. Valencia is a homeland city, so level 3 naval base, 2 arms industry. And here it can produce submarines, the level 3 naval base. And Zagreb, so 250, population 5, and occupied city with 30% morale. And Zaragoza is my high army base. And here I'm going to start producing SAMs soon for anti-air defense, but right now I got some more artillery brewing, and that's 3.3 thousand. The level 4 arms industry and a naval base. So we're on day 13, and I don't want to stop building my economy up, so I'm going to definitely keep building. I want to, maybe I can max out this arms industry to level 5, which is the highest it'll go, and then I can keep upgrading the components produced in the city by increasing the population or upgrading my naval base. And then other ways to boost morale, I could produce a hospital, and that would also help the population grow, and in turn build more resources. And lastly, we have the research menu, and right now I'm still producing higher towed artillery. So the goal here is to be able to unlock the air assault feature on those. That way I could back up my coalition members by airdropping in towed artillery wherever they may be fighting. And the other thing I'm investing in is the SAMs for anti-air defense. So these are good against bombers, jets, airstrikers, and they also have some capability against helicopters. So right now, the resources for these 14,000 supplies, 18,000 rare materials, like these are pretty costly. For rare materials, I'm only producing 2,000 a day. And supplies, 3,400. Components is my best one, 4192, and I've been focusing on components to build my Navy. But if you wanted to focus on tanks or vehicles, components are very important, also for Air Force. Fuel, under 2,000, and as my army starts to grow, the daily consumption will just continue to grow from 1350 on up, lowering my daily output. Components, 3,600 is good, and manpower is 2,400. Cash is 21,000, so that's decent. So yeah, right now I'm doing more emphasis toward my research, but I should cycle back and go to troops production, and then also then cycle to my economics and building infrastructure. And nice. So as I build troops, and I could capture more territory, but as I build troops too, then the daily consumption goes up as well. So it's a balancing act. Each game that you can research different units will define your playstyle, and you can always change things up to have different experiences. So looking ahead, you'll see we are preparing for a conflict, and we are working on a battle plan, and the next episode will be a lot of action. Thanks so much for watching. Appreciate it. Have a nice day.